Hey everyone, it's Asia Dang, and today we are doing a video that we actually did a few years ago. But 2024 was actually kind of financially underwhelming for me, so I need to do what we're about to go over in this video to restart, to refresh, just to get back on track for the new year. So today's video is all about my end of year financial checklist. These are 10 ways to analyze your finances, and if you're someone that's always on top of things, then this list should go by pretty quickly because I feel like you should probably already be doing them. But if you are new to personal finance, or if you're like me and kind of just had like a really off year, then it's time to regroup. If you like this type of content, please remember to like, share, and subscribe, and let's just get right into the video. The first thing that you need to do before the end of the year is to audit your bank account and reset your budget. I am not going to lie to you, y'all. I have really not been budgeting. I have been paying attention to what I have been spending. I always probably weekly check my bank accounts, all of them, just to make sure nothing fishy is going on. But when I tell you my weekly expense trackers are empty, I think for me, I came into 2024 with the intention of being in my slow girl era. And I think I slow girl era'd a little too close to the sun, where I kind of just got lazy. And I think it happens to the best of us, especially those of us who are very financially driven and have been really dedicated to accomplishing their financial goals. Eventually you just burn out. And I was actually talking to my financial advisor last week, and he's like, I was telling him things that I'm going to tell you in this video, and he's like, listen, it happens. I would have rather have you planned this slow year than you kind of just like really burn out and not want to leave your house. Whether you're like me, whether you are a very good consistent budgeter, or whether you're just like never budgeted before, now's the time to either reset your budget, which is what I am going to do, or to build yourself a new budget. But basically we do this to figure out where did we spend our money in 2024. I would say go through your bank accounts. A good rule of thumb for me is 3 months. And just see where your spending is. Even though I didn't write my expenses down weekly, or in fact even monthly, I do know where most of my money went. And it went towards travel, it went towards food, and it went towards very expensive last minute financial decision mistakes. But this is something that you need to do at least yearly anyways, just to make sure that there are things in your bank account that you approved. A few months ago, I realized that I didn't cancel a subscription that I meant to cancel, and I was paying for a whole year of something that I no longer use. So that's something that you can see very clearly while you're going through your budget. What does not belong there? Once you figure out your money habits, good or bad, once you find those money grubbers that need to go, time to make the adjustments before the new year. The next thing you're going to do is compare your savings goals to what you wanted them to be by the end of this year and to what they are realistically right now. If you're someone that accomplished all of their financial goals, congratulations. I hope this inspires you to set bigger and better financial goals in 2025. If you're someone that didn't accomplish their financial goals, I think it's time to reflect on why that didn't happen. Is it something that's financial? Did you not make enough money to accomplish your goals? Were your goals maybe too big of a reach for where you are currently financially? Or were the goals that you set for yourself in 2024, early in 2024, just no longer relevant to your life anymore? So this will be very easy if you have a financial goals page, like something like this. But if you haven't even set any financial goals, I think 2025 is the year for you to do so. The next thing you're going to do is check in on your debts. How are you doing? As far as I'm concerned, as long as you have less debt today than you did earlier this year, then you are in a good place. Earlier this month, we actually launched a 30-day debt payoff challenge, where I give you a task every day for the next 30 days in order to help you build healthier financial habits so you can pay off your debts in the new year. So if that's something that interests you, I'll go ahead and link the video in the cards. Things you need to ask yourself as you're reflecting on how you did on your debt. Is your debt payoff method working? Maybe you chose the avalanche method for the past year and you didn't really love it, so you want to switch to the snowball method. Can you pay more? If you are only paying the minimum payments on your debt, you are going to be in debt forever. So I always encourage you to pay as much above the minimum as you can. And if you don't have any money to pay above that minimum, you need to find a way to make more money, because you are never going to get out of debt if you only pay the minimum. If you're in debt but also have savings and investing goals, I know that it can all be very hard to balance. So I guess this is also a good opportunity for you to kind of figure out your priorities. So reflect on what your goals are, reflect on what your lifestyle is, and make that decision. The next thing you're gonna do is check your credit score. This is something that I do quarterly, just to make sure that everything is copacetic, because it's so much more than just making sure your credit score is okay. Because as long as you're paying your debts on time, you should be good. But I want you to check your credit score in case there are things that need to be addressed. Is there an account that hasn't been updated? Is there a credit card minimum that hasn't been updated? Is there a debt that was paid off that hasn't been updated? All of those things can affect your credit score. And of course, in America, having a good credit score can help you a lot. I did a whole credit card series earlier this year, and I'll put that in the card if you want to learn more about why credit scores are so important. But whether we like it or not, our credit scores have to be good, and just checking on your credit score every quarter or at least every year is something that has to be a habit. The next thing you're going to do is check in on your insurance policies. If something in your life has changed to which your insurance policies just no longer suit what you need, it's time to change those. I'm talking home insurance, renter's insurance, auto insurance, health insurance, dental, eye, there's so many. And then similar to that, you're gonna complete open enrollment. I've been using a health insurance broker for the past few years, and he's been really great. He kind of just, I tell him how much I wanna pay, I tell him the type of maybe hospitals I wanna go to, and he'll find the right insurance policy for me. Health insurance brokers are free, I believe. I'm not paying for him, so I believe they are all free for us, for the consumer, but that could be an option if you're just looking at the marketplace so confused. The next thing you're gonna do is review your retirement accounts. For those of you with 401ks, it's time to fully fund those. Contribute at least the amount that you need to get an employer match, because that is free money, honey. If you're someone that has a Roth like me and Brian, we have a little bit more time. Just fully fund your Roth before you pay your taxes. I mean, I think I've just been way too laxed on my retirement goals for 2024, so we need to get back on track. I'm realizing like how close to 40 I'm getting. Like next year I'll be 38, so the time is now. Similar to that, you're going to review your asset allocations and rebalance your portfolio. What do you have coming up over the next few years in which you need to kind of check on your risk tolerance in these portfolios and adjust accordingly? So when we were saving up for a down payment on the house, by the way, the renters are doing great. They never bother us. I feel like I bother them every time, like just checking in on them. But the house is good, the tenants are good, everything is good on that, but knock on wood. But when we were saving for a down payment, we had that down payment in a brokerage account. So the moment that we knew that buying a house was probably going to be a reality last year was when we kind of rebalanced the portfolio to be more conservative versus riskier in the market. This next point might not apply to everyone, but it's time to check in with your financial team. So I have a CPA and I have a financial advisor. A CPA is someone who specializes in accounting and tax stuff, and a financial advisor is someone that kind of just helps with managing your money, your investment goals, your savings goals, all those things. So you can have one, you can have none. I have both. And I think also just for me, it's very tricky with my job and Brian's job being self-employed. So I've always found it important to make sure that I speak to professionals about things that I might not be very knowledgeable about. But checking in with them now before the new year is very important. And finally, the last thing you're going to do on your end of year financial 2024 checklist is you're going to look back and be proud of whatever financial accomplishments you have achieved. They don't have to be massive, huge accomplishments in order for you to be proud of the progress that you have made. Even though financially I didn't do as well as I wanted to on my financial goals, something that I'm proud of is I'm still not in consumer debt. So find those little wins. Maybe you paid off one credit card, maybe you saved up and fully funded a wedding, maybe you bought a house without like crying like I did, or maybe your financial win is as simple as budgeting successfully for the first time ever. Finances are exhausting, right? They're so exhausting, and that's why it's important to celebrate those wins, whether they're big or small, because progress has been made. So let's go into 2025 with a positive financial mindset. Let's set goals. Let's plan for our financial futures just for the next year, and let's get on it. I am Asia Dang. Thank you so much for watching this channel. If you have something that you want to add to my checklist, please let me know in the comments, and I will see you all next video. Bye.